welcome to your module 2. Okay, module 2. So you've already got your command pack set up, whitelisted. So what we're going to do, we are going to go through the theory PowerPoint. So I'm going to give you a link, if you want to click that link for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so initial training, module 2, theory presentation. Slide 2. What will you be learning in this module? You will obviously be getting a small introduction. You'll be learning a little bit about the NPAS service, RMU and retained roles, as well as the dog support unit and police accidents or POLACs. So slide 3, introduction. This part of your training will cover the theory for module 2 within London's Calling. The use of this short presentation allows the in-game part of the training to cover the more important bits and makes the training more efficient. Slide 4, NPAS or the National Police Air Service. Things NPAS should be called for: failed to stops or pursuits, high risk missing persons, high risk area searches for wanted people, or maybe a decamp after a failed stop, which is where they park the vehicle up somewhere and leg it. And operations from any division, primarily task force. Things NPAS should not be called for: running suspects and random area searches. Basically, catch up to him yourself, find him yourself, or call for more units to help you find them. Comprende?
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, slide 5, RMU and retained roles. RMU, or the Resource Management Unit, is a role that officers undertake at the request of Met Control. They offer services like LFB, LAS, Marine One, Coroner, SOCO, council servicing, towing services, or private companies. So basically, they role-play any other emergency service of some sorts. And that is a bit of training that you could actually get further on in your career in London's Calling. Slide 6, Dog Support Unit. The DSU assists with the detention of officers. This is completed by a general duties dog, commonly a German Shepherd, and the unit also has the ability to search a person, vehicle or property for drugs, blood, explosives, money, stolen items with a passive search dog, commonly a Springer Spaniel. It is likely that you may be asked questions by the DSU officer prior to their deployment. Please ensure that you answer these questions accurately and correctly. Think about the situation. Ensure it is proportionate for DSU. If you have one male stopped, it's unlikely the DSU will come out to you just to search them. If you are attending a break in progress or another incident where DSU may be beneficial, then please feel free to request them via Met Control. Contain a scene where there may be a track. A track is a scent left by an individual which allows the dog to track his or her location. Ensure that you keep this area as sterile as possible until the dog arrives, and where possible remain in your vehicle. If there is a heavy presence of pedestrians in the area, it is unlikely the dog will get a track, and this is something you should consider prior to requesting the DSU unit assistance. Got it? Okay. Slide 7, POLACs or police accidents. If you have an accident on the road, whereas you crash or make contact with another vehicle, whether it be your fault, AI or civilian, you are to immediately stop your vehicle, call up to Met Control and tell them you've had a POLAC. A traffic supervisor will then respond to your location and investigate the crash. Sometimes, on the server, AI can be glitchy and silly, as you're probably already aware. If your vehicle is rammed up the rear while stationary at a red light, for instance, you can disregard the collision as it cannot be helped and happens often, rather. So if, you're getting a bit of desync and, a car in the next lane over might just slide into you, then slide back out for a second really weirdly, you can disregard it, because that's just the AI glitching and being stupid. It's always a good idea to record your POLACs, or if you can, record your patrols as a whole. So if somebody does report a POLAC on your behalf, having footage as evidence to show what happened for you can obviously help your situation. So say for instance you're getting desync, I'll use the same example, the vehicle slides into you, slides back into the other lane. For somebody else, that might be, for them, they might see you just turn straight into the other person and then turn back. You don't know what they might be able to see. So if they've reported that on your behalf, you can obviously show them the video and say, well, actually, no, on my screen, they slid into me and slid back. that can obviously save you in that scenario. Refreshers and loss of driver tickets can occur after pollacs that are your fault. So, you know, golden rule, just don't have a pollack. Simple. So, slide 8, road closures. Road closures in GTA 5 sometimes can be quite complicated. However, there is still a way to do it without AI causing complete chaos. The video on the right hand side will accurately show you how to make a single lane and a dual lane closure. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to click on that video, and once you have watched the video, just let me know and we'll continue. Okay, we'll move on. Slide 9, Police Code of Conduct. The police take all crimes seriously, and you are expected to treat the public with sensitivity and respect. The primary duties of those who hold the office of constable are the protection of life and property, preservation of the Queen's peace, and prevention and detection of criminal offences. To fulfil these duties, police officers are granted extraordinary powers. The public and the police service therefore have the right to expect the highest standards of conduct from them. Please take the time when you can to read the Police Code of Conduct. I recommend, just to save time, that you read it after your Module 2 and before your Module 3. Yeah. So, slide 10, Module 2 recap. Have you got any questions, queries, comments, concerns about anything we've just went over?
Nope.
Okay, lovely stuff. So, what we can do now is we can get into game. So before you actually get onto the server, when you are on our servers, you are expected to have your London's Calling name as your Steam name. Yeah. So in your case, you'll need to change your Steam name to QM58 space B.Bardwell. That's all we require. You can change it back to whatever your Steam name is. You know, when you're not on the server, but whenever you're coming on the server, that's what your name has to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, will that come on the server?
They don't get in the way.
Okay. So, first off, if you press left and press and hold left alt, you'll do what I'm doing here. If you're, for instance, in an instant channel and you're talking to another unit that's like far away and you're on foot, you know, feel free to do that. You know, just a little bit of cosmetics.
Long sleeve.
I'll show you in a second. Hence why I told you not to get into a uniform. Just stop playing around with that and just pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay. So left alt does that. You don't have to do it, but it's there if you want it. If you don't want that, when you press left alt, you can type /TOG radio, all one word, in order to disable that feature. Okay, what you also need to do, if you press T to open the chat and then type /on duty, all one word. And then above the minimap it should say you are now on duty, yeah? Okay, then if you want to press U, go to emergency services menu, TP menu, click TP loadout. So this will obviously give you the default territorial policing police constable loadout. So if you want to look at your weapons reel,
I've got my
you've got your baton at the bottom, you've got your flashlight at the bottom, you've got your taser at the top, but obviously you're not taser trained, so you're not allowed to use it. And in the box to the left of your taser, there's no icon for it, but you also have a fire extinguisher. So if you want to press F5, go to player skin, and then modify skin textures, and then top/shirt. So drawable 1 is white, drawable 2 is black. No, it's not even. Drawable, right, if you click drawable 1 for me. So the first page of textures is this jumper that you have here. Each texture has a different rank on the shoulders. So your rank is obviously texture 0. On the second page, you've obviously got the white shirt. Again, going down, you've got all the ranks, but texture 10 at the very top. Yeah, so you'll be wearing that. If you want to go press backspace once, then go to drawable 2. On the first page, you've got this jumper that goes over the stab vest. If you want to just try that now for me. So go back 1 and then go to drawable 2.
Back 1, drawable 2.
Yep. And then obviously if you scroll down again, you've got all the ranks, but the top one is the one that you're going to have. And then on page 2, again, you've got high vis over the stab vest, and the top texture is the one that you'll wear, okay?
Yeah.
There is a third page which has the Incident Commander jacket in blue and the Training Instructor jacket in red, which I'll be wearing. But obviously you're not going to be doing any training instructing, and you're not going to be a scene commander anytime soon. So if you just want to choose either, you know, the white shirt that you've got on now, the jumper under the stab vest, or the jumper over the stab vest. Okay. So again, if you want to continue facing forward for me and press U, Emergency Services menu, TP menu. You've obviously got a load of vehicles to choose from. So you're allowed to drive any vehicle that has IRV at the front of it, apart from on the middle column, IRV SGT BMW. That's the only IRV you're not allowed to drive.
What is that?
It's second column, about halfway down, and it's called the IRV SGT BMW 218i. That's the only one you're not allowed to drive, because that's the sergeant version of it, and you're not a sergeant, obviously. So, if you want to step out your vehicle again, and then just come to the front. So, oh.
God. I might accidentally press that.
Yeah, you pressed it. Okay, so if you want to get in this vehicle, get in this vehicle for me. Okay, and then press U, then go to Vehicle Control menu, then Delete Vehicle. Lovely. Okay, and just stay out for me. Stay of it. Come over to me. So, if you want to come right up close to me, and then press U, then go to Emergency Services menu, and then click Cuff. As you can see, I'm now cuffed. And then obviously look at me, click Cuff again to uncuff me. You've also got search, so if I were to go into the civilian menu and type something into my inventory, when you click search, that'll obviously, you know, show what I've typed. And if you cuff me again and then click drag, so cuff me and then click drag and then walk around. Walk around for me. So as you can see, I'm trying to move right now, I'm trying to hit you, but I can't. So if you want to undrag and uncuff me, okay, now if you press if you look at me again and press comma, yep, so comma cuffs me and full stop drags me as well. So if you don't want to go into that menu, then you can just use those. So again, if you want to undrag and uncuff me, okay, next if you want to press F5, go to player again and then click give armor to player.
Done that already.
Okay, that simulates your stab vest, obviously. And then go down and then press backspace so you're on the main trainer menu. Then go to weapons, weapon options, second from the bottom, thrown weapons, and second from the bottom, smoke grenade, and then click smoke grenade so it says on at the right hand side. So this is the closest thing we have currently to CS spray. You don't have to use this, you can just walk up to someone and say CS without holding anything in your hands, but in my opinion it just looks a little bit more realistic. So if you're ever going to use your CS spray, I highly recommend you pull out your smoke grenade, aim it at them, and then shout CS or spray or something to that effect. So then if you want to go back to the main menu of the trainer, go to vehicles and then just select but don't press enter on repair and set properly. So, if for instance, you know, you sat at a red light and AI hits you, hits the back of your car, all you have to do is press F5, double tap enter, and then press F5 again, and your vehicle will be repaired.
Yep.
So, what we're going to do, we're going to get into our vehicles now. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the EVOC course, or the obstacle course. So, what we're going to do, your driving isn't currently being assessed, so don't worry about driving carefully. But if you want to press J to turn your blue, you use keyboard, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so press J to turn your blue lights on, left alt to turn your sirens on. It's full stop to change the siren tones, and we're just going to get to the obstacle course. Okay. Sirens off for me, lights off. Okay, and we're going to slow down. I'm going to take this entrance here.
Oh.
Okay. So, this is the EVOC course. What I'm going to do, I'm going to delete my vehicle. If you want to get out of yours for me. Actually, before you do, get back in. Press F5. Go to vehicle, set and repair. Or repair and set properly. Okay, and then get out. Right. Just go around to the passenger side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take you through, you know, what to do in the EVOC course. I'm not going to time myself, obviously. So, like I said, this is the EVOC course. You have to complete this course in under 2 minutes in order to pass this part of the driver training, okay?
Yeah.
So, first off, we're going to weave in and out of these cones. You don't have to do it quickly. It's actually better if you do it slowly. When you get up to the cone, you want to be turning really as soon as possible so you have enough space. Gonna come all the way up to here. Stop. We're gonna reverse into this little pocket here. And we're gonna come out this side. Then it's just a case of following the cones. Nice and steady. Then we just need to weave in and out of these. Now, the best thing to do here, as I smash into the barrier, the best thing to do here is hug the left wall and then turn really early. And again, try and hug the right wall and turn really early. Then, if your calculations are correct, you're going to be able to get through that without having to reverse. If you don't take it widely and early, you're going to have to reverse. So you're going to come to a full stop at the stop sign and then continue on. Weave through here. You're going to come to a full stop without hitting this container in front. Reverse into this spot here, and then you basically have to do the whole course backwards. So, come through here. You don't have to stop at the stop sign because it's not facing this way. So continue through the stop sign. Round here, again, slowing it right down, nice wide early turn. Another nice wide early turn. And my calculations were correct and I didn't hit anything. Weaving through these without preferably slamming into a barrier at the end of them. Gonna drive through here. We're gonna pull into the pocket. Then we're gonna reverse out the other side over here. Come up here, and then we're just gonna weave in and out of these cones once again.
Can I do a test before I do it?
Yeah, you can do a test. So weave in and out of these cones. And then once your back tires cross the line, that's when I'll stop the timer. So, you have to do that in 2 minutes.
Do people normally fail?
Yeah, no, people normally pass. I obviously went a lot slower. That was probably, you know, 3 minutes. But yeah, so we'll swap over. I'm not going to time you this time. Just give it a go. Take it nice and easy if you want to. Okay.
Oh.
Pull forward into the left-hand side thing again. Left. Go left, 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 left.
That way.
Yeah, so pull back into where we just were. So, when you get to here, if you want to just swap over. So, what you want to do, when you come around here, again, you want to kind of turn nice and early.
Yeah.
And then as you're coming through here, again, it's just very slow at that point. So you kind of tried to turn a little bit too late, and you kind of hit this container here.
Hit it like that.
You didn't hit it like that, but you just turned a little bit late.
Yeah.
So we'll go back and we'll try again. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. And into here, and then we can pull out to the right. There is no speed limit / requirement here, so you can go as fast or slow as you want as long as you get it in 2 minutes. Right, so remember what I said about a nice wide early turn?
Yeah.
Yeah? So now you have to reverse in order to do that because you turned way too late.
So, shall I do that again?
Yeah. So,
Come around the
stop.
corner.
Yeah, stop here. So hug the left wall, drive forward just a little bit, and then turn all the way. No, you're leaving it way too late. You need to turn like here, really. So all the way to the right. Okay, keep turning, and then all the way to the left. Again, you left it too late.
I just barely missed it.
You barely scraped it, but obviously if you hit that, that's another 10 seconds onto your time. So if you hit any cone, it's 5 seconds. If you hit anything else, it's 10 seconds added onto your time. So just bear that in mind. You need to turn nice and early. So come to a full stop at the stop sign.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Then continue. You wouldn't have to reverse. It's just stop near the stop sign. Basically, you just have to come to a full stop at some point, really. Okay, keep pulling forward. Stop just in front of the green container. Then reverse to the left. Pull out to the right. And then just all the way back through. Don't have to stop here. Carry on. So, stick to the right. Nice early turn. And turn. You left it too late.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go a little bit.
Yeah. So,
But you have to...
yeah. Right. So, get out for a second. Switch. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So, we'll go through this bit again. So, you want to hug the left wall. And when you get to around here, so when your car is almost level with the container, you want to start turning. So you see how narrow of a turn that I took in comparison to you actually hitting that container on our left, yeah? So you need to go nice and slow, and you need to turn really early. And again, when we're coming up to here, just when my car is level with the container, I want to be turning all the way to the left. And again, no issues. So, turn around again. Hugging the right hand side. Turning nice and early. Again, as you can see, I'm hugging the left container because of how early I turned. And then just as the front of our car comes past this new container, we can start turning again. And again, as you can see, no issues. Then the rest of the course you know, so we'll just get all the way back to the beginning. So there's no like you have to do it first time or you have to do it second time or you fail. So don't worry about you know getting the perfect time first, second, third time. We can do this as many times as you need, but obviously because of time restraints and if it goes on forever, then obviously we can stop and then we can try again at a later date. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to get my timer up.
I was going to ask, could I do another one quickly?
Yeah, go for it. And then go across the line, and there you go. So, ready to do your first timed run?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, right, so line your front two tyres up with the first two cones. Okay, so again, if you fail it the first time, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about the time, just focus on the driving, okay? Right, when you're ready, go and I'll start the timer.
9.
Okay, so you got that in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. So not bad for your first timed attempt. I don't know if it happened on your screen, but when we were going through the containers, you just slightly scraped it at the.
That's why I went.
Yeah. And you know when you're supposed to pull into the pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just when you pulled in, you smashed into a barrier on my screen. Did that happen on yours?
No.
Okay. Must have been decent then. Either way, you know, you still haven't got it in the 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, 2:13 is a pretty good, a pretty good time for a first attempt. Nice. There you go. You've got time, so just take it easy. Nice and slow. You've got this. Come on. 152. There we go. It wasn't that hard, obviously. Okay, congratulations, you have passed the EVOC course. How do you feel? Come over here. Come here. I want to shake your hand. Shake my hand. There you go. Okay, so, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's nose 5.
Okay. If you want to go F5 player skin, modify props at the bottom, hats and masks, drawable 1.
Yeah.
Okay, just gonna note that down in chat so I don't forget. Okay, so if you want to get back in your car.
Well,
Yeah?
I've got to go for 1 minute if that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine. So, now comes your level 4 driver training. How exciting. So, what we're going to do is, I need to spawn myself a car actually, and I just opened my video editing software. Great.
Which is probably Premiere Pro.
No. DaVinci Resolve.
What?
Okay. So, what we're going to do, we're just going to take a nice peaceful drive to where we next need to be on the S grade, and I am basically just going to explain to you a few things. So, single lane roads 30 miles an hour, dual lane roads normally 50 miles an hour. However, speed match the AI and you will be completely fine. You won't be speeding, you won't be, you know, going too slow. If you match the speed of the AI, then everything should be fine. If someone does pull out in front of you like that, just go behind them. That's probably normally the best. So, AI will sometimes, well, always go...
Is she going to reverse?
No. She will... AI sometimes goes right on red lights. That is because this is obviously Los Santos, based on Los Angeles in California in America, where it is legal to turn right on a red-hand light. Make a right-hand turn on a red light, rather. So, if somebody makes a right-hand turn, unless it's obviously somebody role-playing a civilian, just ignore it. As well as this, sometimes, I'll demonstrate it here, sometimes if I was AI, I would sometimes be and overtake you like this and then smash into you. AI sometimes do that. If they do...
Why?
I don't know. It's just some weird ignoring thing that they do. So if that happens, just ignore it. Pull away, fix your vehicle and continue.
I hear sirens.
There's probably other people in the training session. So, obviously when you're an S grade or when you're not on a call, you're expected to follow all road traffic laws, obey red lights, stop signs, give way, give way places, obey the speed limits that I've told you. On the motorway it's 70, again match the speed of the AI, you'll be fine. As a level 4 driver, you're allowed to go 20 miles an hour over the speed limit when you're an I grade, give or take. So on single lane roads it's 50, dual lane roads 70, motorways 90. Basically, just don't drive like an idiot, you know. Just drive normally, drive sensibly, drive as if you were actually driving a car in real life. You know, you wouldn't start Tokyo drifting around corners or anything like that. You know, again, speaking of which, don't Tokyo drift in general when you're in an official patrol or training session. Don't do J turns or anything like that. You know, no handbrake turns, anything like that, because you will get pulled up for it. And like I said, in the theory, loss/refreshers of driving tickets can occur for accidents that are not that are your fault. The same goes for if you do something stupid, like if you pull a J turn, you might get a refresher for your driving. So again, just don't drive like an idiot, you'll be fine.
You should have seen me when I was in frontline policing.
No, they probably just let you do whatever you want.
No. They did the driving tickets, but you should have seen me when I was in the unmarked Golf. I was nuts. They told me that I had to respond to this call, which was about 5 miles away.
Yeah.
And this vehicle could do 120. I just obliterated it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pull into this parking bay on the right hand side. So, this is your ERER, or Emergency Response Evaluation route. So, what we're going to do, just a quick note, only level 2 and level 1 vehicles have stinger or spike strips or stop sticks. And only officers with the corresponding driver ticket in said vehicle can deploy the stingers. So even if, you know, I'm a level 2 driver, if I'm in a level 3 vehicle, I don't have stinger. I don't have stinger in the vehicle. Level 4 drivers like yourself, or IRVs, the vehicles themselves, do not carry a drugalyzer, a breathalyzer, or a lantern device. Breathalyzer, I'm guessing you already know. Drugalyzer is the same sort of thing. It tests for drugs at the roadside. Yeah. And a lantern device is basically a fingerprint scanner that, you know, gives you basically gives you a PNC check on them by using their fingerprint. So you don't have any of those in your vehicles. You will need to you'll need to call the traffic division for that assistance. So you should only be driving a vehicle you have the corresponding training for. In your case, you can only drive the IRVs and the prisoner transport van. The only time this is not the case is if you have the vehicle owner's permission to move the vehicle off the road, etc. However, this does not apply to firearms vehicles. Only firearms officers are allowed to drive firearms cars for obvious reasons. They have guns in the back. But say if it's a traffic vehicle, you know, say if a vehicle's just tried to make off on a scene that you're on, they manage to box him in, you know, he gets out of the car and runs off. Once you've got him detained, you might go back to the scene of the box and you might say, traffic, can I move your vehicles off the road? If they say yes, do it. If they say no, don't touch them. But
what if it's a bike?
Motorbike.
Yeah.
What I would still ask for the driver's permission regardless. But worst comes to worst, if you can't get the driver's permission for whatever reason, what I would do is I would hop on the bike, I'd press F6, I'd press shift until it said slowest, and then I would obviously drive it to where I want it to go, and that can kind of simulate like wheeling it along. So you're kind of wheeling it off the road instead of actually driving the motorbike off the road. Yeah. But yeah. So actually, we need to do traffic stops. Okay. So yeah, we need to go through traffic stops first. So if you want to pull in front of me onto the road and just start driving.
Can I ask what my call sign will be?
Your call sign will be Kilo 21. But for now, I'm going to demonstrate on you how to pull over a vehicle. Okay. So if you want to run this red for me. So I've seen you commit an offence. Blue lights and sirens signalling you to pull over. So you've seen the offence. You turn your blue lights and sirens on. Yep. Fend off position. Alt J for the scene lights. Look behind you. There's no one there. So now I can call up. My call sign's going to be Echo Kilo 1. So I would say Met Control from Echo Kilo 1. They would say Echo Kilo 1, go ahead. You'd say, thank you from Echo Kilo 1. Can you show me State 7 with a vehicle, please? Then you wait. They will then ask you what your location is. give them your location. That's just the street you're on. You can see that in the bottom left-hand corner. Then they will ask you what the vehicle description and VRM is. So in this case, it's a grey Ford Focus, license plate of Bravo X-Ray 65 Delta Zulu Golf. Then they will ask you what the reason for stop is. In this case, the driver's run a red light. You don't have to give me, oh, he's broken section 167 of the Road Traffic Act. You just have to tell them what the offence is. So just tell them he's run a red light. They will say, yes, received, thank you, take instant channel 7. So you type instant channel 7 in chat, so the civilian knows, or Inc 7 traffic stop, for instance, or Inc 7 grey Ford Focus. Look behind you, there's no one coming, so I can exit my vehicle and I can walk around to the back of my vehicle. Why do I walk around the back of my vehicle instead of in between ours?
Can I demonstrate it?
Yeah, so if I'm walking in between, yes, precisely. Don't walk in between. So then you come up to the passenger side, crouch and say, yo, what up? How's it going? So that's how you do a traffic stop. And then when you're done, you walk back around your vehicle. Make sure there's no one that's going to hit you if you walk onto the road. Get back in your seat. Fix your vehicle because they smashed into you. Then they can drive off whenever. And then you can drive off after them. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to commit an offence. I've just committed an offence. And you're going to demonstrate on me how to pull me over.
What would be the colour of your car?
Sorry?
What would be the colour of your car?
Grey.
Grey, okay. That'd be just a grey...
A grey BMW, yeah.
Echo Control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
Go ahead, 2-1.
Yes. Can you show me state 7 with a vehicle?
Received. What's your current location?
Yes. Currently Alton Avenue.
Received. What's the vehicle description and VRM?
Vehicle is a grey BMW.
Received. And the license plate?
Lima Victor 5-2 Tango Hotel Golf.
Received. And what's the reason for stop?
Running red light.
Received. You can turn your sirens off and take instant channel 2. Okay, and then just come speak to me. Okay, lovely stuff. You can get back in your seat. So, before you turn your lights off, press left alt and J for me. So turn your blue lights on, then press left alt and J. Okay, so this is your scene lights. Now, if you try and press your sirens, it doesn't work. So, instead of, turning your sirens on accidentally when you're trying to talk to Met Control, you don't have to worry because you've got your scene lights on. Also, if you've got your blue lights on and a vehicle comes up behind us, the vehicle will most likely stop because they're yielding to the blue lights. If you have your scene lights on, they won't do that. They'll just continue going. Okay? Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. Yep. So, what we're going to do, we're just going to try that one more time. State 7, state 7 with a compliance stop is fine. Compliance stop, traffic stop.
I was going to say, can you issue me a compliance stop? But that's not allowed, is it?
Yeah, I mean, compliance stop, vehicle stop, traffic stop, it's all the same thing. They, if you say that, they'll know what you mean.
They'll know.
So, right, so I've just committed an offence. So, there we go.
Met Control from Echo Q 2-1.
2-1, go ahead.
Yes. Can you show me state 7 with a vehicle, please?
Certainly. What is your location currently?
Vespucci Boulevard.
Received. What's the vehicle description and VRM?
Vehicle description is a grey BMW BRM is Lima Victor 52 Tango Hotel Golf.
Received. And what's the reason for stop?
Running red light.
Received, thank you. Take instant channel 5. Okay, so if you want to just get back in your vehicle for a second, you can go in between. Okay, never mind. So, just stay there for me. So, let's say you're talking to Met Control, stay exactly where you are. So, if I were to reverse into you from here, you know, I've just caused a fair bit of damage, right?
Yeah.
Right, so stay where you are. If I were now to reverse into here, I've hardly clipped you, right?
Yeah.
Even though it sent you flying, that's just GTA physics. That obviously doesn't happen in real life. So, when you're pulling over a vehicle, what you did just there was completely fine. It was perfect, but you were too far away. Matter of fact, when you actually were coming up to talk to me, I could have just reversed to the left and smashed you into the wall.
True.
Because your car was that far away. Your car obviously is there to protect you when you're out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So, that being the case, what you need to do is you need to get around this close to me when you do there. Perfect. So this is a perfect positioning for a traffic stop, because obviously if I try and reverse into you, I can't do much damage. If we're this far away, I have to, try and go and then, try and reverse into you that way. And by that time, you obviously know what you're doing. Well, you know what they're trying to do, and then you can obviously dodge it. If somebody pulled out, I thought they were going to fail to stop, so I would run around the back of my car, get into the driver's seat, and I'd be ready to pursue them. Obviously you can't because you're a level 4 driver, but by the time that they're trying to reverse onto the pavement, I'm already back in my vehicle ready to have a chase. So yeah, just make sure you're close enough, so not a lot of damage is caused. So I am fine with your traffic stops. They have improved since I last remember, at least. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip a Yui.
Do you remember when I used to always can you repeat that?
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to stick our blue lights on and we're going to flip around just so we can get to the place we need to start. And we're just going to pull into the bay on the left hand side.
On an S grade,
yes.
Can you have blue lights on?
Nope. On an S grade, it is literally just, it's like you're not even responding to a call.
What I've heard is, if it's an S grade, then nowadays what they do is they turn on their lights and sirens and go through the red light just to get through it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do that. So if you're stuck at a red light for like 5 years, you can turn your blue lights on. There's no need for sirens, but you turn your blue lights on and slowly crawl through the junction. But yeah, normally, we don't get a lot of S grades anyway, so you're not gonna have to do it too often. But yeah, if you're waiting at a light for 5,000 years, then just turn your blue lights on, slowly crawl through the junction, make sure everyone's aware that you're there. Okay.
Yep.
So now it is time for your ER or emergency response evaluation route. So this, like I said before, will take you through the city, up the motorway, across the rural area, and back down through the Vinewood Hills. We're going to be going on blue lights and sirens. You're obviously going to be following behind me. What I'm going to be doing throughout the whole thing is I'm going to be commenting on what I'm doing, how I'm responding, and I want you to obviously put that into practice on how you respond at that moment in time, and obviously, put that into practice when you're in patrols eventually. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, look behind us, there's no one coming. Blue lights enabled. And sirens on as we pull out. So, using a free lane, we're going to progress through the junction. We're coming up to a junction, so you can change the tones. Making sure everyone aware of you. Everyone in the junction is aware of you. Try and stay on a different tone to me. So we're coming up to another red light. Junction checks left and right and progressing through. Just try and lay off the horn just a little bit. Path of least resistance, so we're going to be taking a left turn here. So, when you're coming up to a red light, obviously you need to slow down a little bit, you need to change your tones, you need to look left, look right, because traffic's going to be coming from the left and right. However, when we've got a green light, traffic isn't really supposed to be coming from the left and right, so you can obviously, you don't have to do as big of a junction check. So, green light, like I said, so just a small left and right, no real reason to slow down. This guy's going to pull in front of me, so we're going to try and avoid him. The best thing to remember is, whenever you're coming up to a vehicle, you need to give yourself enough time and enough space in order to avoid them. So if they were to suddenly slam on the brakes, you have to be able to have enough time and space to avoid them. So, red light, changing tones, left and right, progressing through. Everyone's aware of our presence. Path of less resistance, we're going to be taking the right hand lane here and progressing through this green light. And we're going to be keeping left, red light, change the tones, left and right, and progress through. Path of least resistance, green light, so we can continue through with these. Orange light, change the sirens. Okay. And we're going to be making a right hand turn up here. Okay, green light, so just quick left and right looking and continue through. Path of least resistance, obviously just a place where no one is really. Red light, change your tones and progressing through. So we want to be sticking to the left hand side because then all of the traffic will pull over to the right. However, obviously if we're coming up to a junction, we need to use the lane that is free. So just bear that in mind. Always overtake a vehicle on the left unless it's at a junction. Whoa. So again, that guy swerved into me, but I gave myself enough time and enough space to react. I wasn't going so fast that I had to hit him. So, red light. Slow him right down because these guys are pulling into the junction. Another habit of AI when you've got blue lights and sirens enabled is if you come up right behind them at a red light, they'll try and drive into the junction in order to avoid you. But then they'll start swerving from left to right because they're buggy, basically. So, key thing to remember, when you're coming up to a junction, try not to go right behind one of the AI because then they'll start flipping out. So, going to be taking a left-hand turn here. So, red light, change your tones, left and right checks, and progressing through. And we're going to be taking a right onto the motorway. Stay on that tone of sirens that you're on there. So, why do you think we stay on this tone when we're on the motorway?
Make it sure that they know there's only one vehicle coming, not like
no. When you're in convoy, then you're supposed to have different sirens, so they know that more than one vehicle is coming. However, we stick to this tone when we're on the motorway, okay?
We're going to take a right?
Nope, we're going to go straight. Left. So, we stay on this tone when we're on the motorway because it can be heard from the lot furthest away. It's the loudest, essentially. So that means that while we're travelling at anywhere up to 90 miles an hour as a level 4 driver on I grade, that people as far down the road as possible are going to be able to hear our sirens and prepare to move out of the way for us. That's why we stick to this siren on the motorway. When you're in convoy on the motorway, it's a different story. As long as the front vehicle has this tone on, anyone else can be on any other tone. Because obviously, at least then people in front know that there are police vehicles coming. Then, when they get closer, they'll start to hear the other tones and realise, oh, there's more than one vehicle coming. Okay. So, again, trying to stick all the way to the left, so everyone moves over to the right. Sometimes, especially in this kind of area coming up to the bridge, the AI will literally just stop right in front of you, or they'll go like that and swerve left, right. So again, it's just a case of giving them enough time to, you know, for you to maneuver around them, basically.
Pretty sure you're going a bit more than 90.
Nope, 85.
Are you?
Yep. In the bottom left, you've got the road you're on, the direction you're facing, and your speed. I'm going exactly 90 miles an hour. Okay, I'm going to be taking the Sandy Shores exit. So as soon as we get past this speed camera, we're going to move into the appropriate lane. We've got a car coming up the slip ramp as well, so we're going to make sure we stay on the left of him. And we're going to slow right down for this junction because we can't really see left and right too well. Change your tones, looking left and right, everyone has stopped, so we can progress through. Again, same thing, changing the tones, everyone in the junction knows we're here, looking left and right, progressing through. Going to be sticking to Route 68 here. So, overtaking vehicles. Overtaking vehicles is obviously something you're going to be doing a lot when you're on high grade, especially on single lane roads like this. So, to do it safely, when you're overtaking a vehicle, you need to position your vehicle in the very middle of the road. So the double yellow lines here are supposed to be in the exact middle of my car. As you'll see, is as I stay in this lane, everyone oncoming pulls over to the left hand side. If you see this car here, okay, he didn't. Great example. So eventually, this guy, no, okay, he doesn't want to do it either. Somebody pull over to the... There we go. That truck did it. What a nice person. Thank you, sir. But yeah, they should at least pull over to the side of the road to give you space. Obviously, you're only supposed to be in the middle of the road when you're actually overtaking somebody, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
So, HGVs do not yield to blue lights and sirens. So that's trucks, lorries, anything like that. So, if you're trying to overtake a truck and a truck is coming the other way, don't overtake because you will head on with that other truck. So just bear that in mind. So junction, change the tones, looking left and right, and we'll continue. So, sometimes, as well as that, you'll also have to refuel on high grade. So we're going to slow right down, sirens off. Lights off as we pull in. And one by one we're just going to refuel. We can obviously avoid having to refuel halfway through an high grade by topping our fuel up when we're not on a call. So whenever you're not on a call, just go to a gas station and fuel up. It's very simple. So, looking to our left, there's no one coming. Blue lights on. Sirens on as we come into the road. And we will continue on high grade. So, there are some roads, some country roads like this that let you go 50. So, again, just speed match the AI and then you'll soon learn what the speeds are. So, we're coming into the windy Vinewood Hills now. So that means that we're obviously going to have to slow down for a lot more corners because they're a lot sharper, they're a lot more tricky to get around. But that also means that you're going to be losing time. So to gain that time back, what you're going to have to do is obviously speed up on the straight bits of road that you actually get. So you're just gaining that time back, really. What else?
You realise you only get 30 FPS.
Sorry?
I'm getting only like 30 FPS, so it's
That's
hard.
fine. Okay, so as you won't really see too many vehicles when you're coming up here, what I like to do when I'm overtaking a vehicle is just change the tones. So, there's a junction on the left, so looking right over the hill, use your camera to your advantage. If you're going up a hill, or just about to go over a hill, use your camera to look over the hill to see if there's anyone on the other side, as well as going around any of these sharp turns and sharp corners. If you can't see what's around the corner, use your camera, look around that corner so you don't get any, you know, surprises as you're turning. Okay, so we're just about to leave the mountain range and get into the Vinewood Hills that have even more windy roads, so just bear that in mind. Junction, siren change, looking left and right, everyone stopped, and we're going to be taking the right turn at the fork here. Slow right down, because we're going to be taking a left-hand turn. It's an almost blind corner, so we need to take it nice and slow, almost come to a complete stop, because if we turned quickly, we would have hit that Banshee. Again, nice and slow down these roads. As you can see, if you go too fast down this hill, you'll go up that ramp to our left hand side, and that will not be good if anyone sees you.
I mean, they probably will just see a police car go through the air.
Yeah, precisely. Going to be taking a right-hand turn here. So that guy's aware of our presence. He stopped for us. What a nice lad. Again, got an almost blind corner. So slowing right down, using our camera. I'm getting a lot of lag, so you might want to stay back a little bit. But yeah, normally, if you're in a residential area like this, at night you will turn your sirens off. Everyone on the road can still see your blue lights, but obviously turning your sirens off so people don't get woken up and they can actually have a good night's sleep. So, we're coming up to an almost blind junction, so slowing right down, checking left, checking right. There's no one here, so we can progress through. Got a little bit of a straight flat bit of road here, so we can speed up just a tiny bit, but slowing down for the left hand turn that we're about to take. Again, blind corner, so slowing right down as we're taking that corner. And we're going to be making a left and an immediate right here, so it's 2 junction checks we need to do in 1 technically. Okay. Again, blind corner. Yeah, blind corner. So make sure you're using your camera to look around the corner. Make sure no one's there.
He's speeding.
He is indeed.
That's why he didn't have enough time to slow down.
Okay, slowing right down here. Using your camera to look over the hill and around the corner. Got a very steep, tight corner here, so we want to take it very nice, very easily, very carefully. And we're coming up to a semi-open junction, so siren change, looking left, looking right. Everyone knows we're here apart from this plonker that's just cut me off.
That would have probably been pulled over.
Yeah, but we're on an I grade, so that's more important. So, again, sticking to the left-hand side, so everyone pulls over to the right, as you can see. If we need to overtake, again, planting our vehicle right in the middle of the road. We're going to be making a right-hand turn at the end of this road, so positioning ourselves in the right-hand lane, so all of the AI hopefully move into the left-hand lane, so we can keep responding. That is an option. So, siren change, progressing through the junction after we've looked left and right. We're going to continue forward. So, and we're going to be taking a left up here. So we're going to be cutting across oncoming traffic. We see someone coming, but we can beat them nice and easily. So we're able to progress through there with no issues. Okay, a few bumps, a few hills here. So taking this nice and easy when we're coming up to one of the hills. We're going to be making a left-hand turn here. Red light, siren change, looking left and right. Everyone in the junction is aware of our presence. And make the turn.
I hear a wild doggo.
Okay, so we're going to be making a right-hand turn here. And we, I believe, are about to be approaching probably the worst junction in Los Santos. Where there's about 5 million entrances. You know, it's very risky going through this junction, to say the least. But luckily, we're going to be taking just the corner of it. So we're not going to be going through and having about 5 Pollax in between. Making the first right here. Path of least resistance through this junction, which is the right-hand lane. Checking behind us, make sure no one's actually going to get cut off. Going to be making a left and an immediate right. So we're going to be keeping in the middle lane. Making a left-hand turn, so siren change, left and right, we can progress through. And we're going to be continuing on for quite a while. And we're going to be making a left-hand turn up here, so siren change, looking left and right. Okay, so we're going to be making a left-hand turn up here, a right-hand turn even. There's no left-hand turn available, so this guy's going to move out of our way. We can progress through, and another right-hand turn. Again, we're going to have to overtake this guy. And as you can see, we didn't go right up behind him, so he didn't move out of the way, which is what we wanted. Going to be making left up here, red light, siren change, junction checks left and right. This guy in front of us is going to pull out, but he's actually pulling into the right. Going to be making a right-hand turn here, nice and easily. And last turn of the ERER is going to be a right-hand turn, believe it or not. So we're going to slow right down, make that turn, sirens off, lights off, and pulling back into the bay where we started. So, how did you find that?
Easy.
Lovely stuff. You know, obviously you kept up with me. You didn't have any pollax, which was good. That's always a good thing. You know, you never got too close to a, you know, fellow responder, it being me. You know, you weren't up my arse all the time, which was good. You know, you were slowing down where I was telling you to. You were speeding up where I was telling you to. So all in all, a very good ERER. So we shall continue. So now that the ERER is done, the ERERO, that is your level 4 driver training complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you your level 4 driver ticket rather on the TeamSpeak. I'm also going to load up the website and give it to you on the forums.
You think I've improved?
I mean, it was quite a long time ago, but from what I can remember, yeah, I think you.
Yeah, like 3 months.
It was only 3 months. It feels longer.
December.
It feels a lot
December
longer.
18th.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your tag given to you on the forums. Now, what we have to do is, there's 2 more things we have to do: road closures and fail to stops or pursuits. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to stay here. I am going to go to a certain place that you may or may not remember. I don't know. Okay. So, what I want you to do is I want you to press F5 for me. Go to online players, find me, Bravo Charlie 79A Walters, and click draw live route on map or draw route to player or something. So what that is going to do is that is going to draw a live route to me. So if I were to drive down the road, the marker would follow me down the road. So what I'm going to ask you to do as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to blue light respond to me.
No?
Okay. Yep, go for it. Blue lights and sirens on, and just respond to me on the I grade. Yes, I am going to be spectating you. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of you actually blue lighting to me, because the only reason I do that is to actually see how you would drive without me watching you, but you already know that I'm spectating you, so it kind of defeats the purpose, but hey ho, gives you more practice.
I wasn't even going, like...
Yeah, you weren't going too fast, it was just you obviously didn't expect him to turn, which I kind of understand. Alright, so, blue lights and sirens off.
He's messed my sirens up.
So, what you see in front of you is a standard road closure, dual lane road closure, matter of fact. So you can obviously see my vehicle in the left-hand lane, which is technically the lane that will be coming out of the closure, and cones with a police barrier on the road in. So, do you remember why I park on the technically oncoming lane instead of parking in this lane?
To make way for any other emergency vehicles coming through.
Yeah. So, in theory, traffic, although the AI isn't mapped to this road, but that's why I've done it here. AI on a real road scenario is going to be building up all the way along here. All the way over here. So, if my car is on that side of the road, a emergency service vehicle is going to have to come into this lane and then squeeze in between your cones and the front car. However, if your car is on this side, obviously it's a lot easier. They just pull into this lane and then you can get them through nice and easy. So, to spawn a cone, it's just /cone. To spawn the police road closed sign, it's just /sign. You can also use 1 at the top of your keyboard for a cone, 2 at the top of your keyboard for a sign, 3 to get rid of all the items that you've placed, and 4... Okay, 4 is spike strips. So don't
Did you delete them?
I don't think there's a... Okay, I don't think the button to delete them works. So, if you get your taser out, type /del space on. It should say object delete gun has now been enabled. And then just tase the... okay, it doesn't want to get tased either. Okay, for some reason you can tase them and I can't. I'm going to move your vehicle off of this stinger. So you can tase this one as well, if you would be so kind. Okay, and then just this one over here. Oh, actually, I can do these ones. Okay, it looks like... Okay, it looks like you deleted your strip, I deleted my strip. It's just they spawned really weirdly. I don't know what that cone's doing. It's not my cone. It was there before I did it.
Oh.
So, if you want to type /del space off, then what I want you to do is I want you to set up a road closure yourself, pretty much.
4 cones?
Okay, so an emergency service vehicle needs to get past.
I would be in my vehicle at the time.
You would, but if you try and reverse to pull in front of your cones, what are you going to do? You're going to knock a cone over. Which means that your car angle is wrong and you've placed your cones in the wrong place, haven't you? So, I'll quickly do one over here. So, if you have a look at what I'm doing, actually, yeah, delete those first, and then move your car out of the way. You might have to tase it, maybe. Okay. Just leave them alone then, and then get in your car for me. Oh, yeah, that works as well. So, if you want to just move out of the way. So, when you're coming along, your car only has to be at this angle. You had it like this, didn't you? A lot, like, you know, more perpendicular to the road, but really
It has to be like that.
yeah, it only has to be like this. You also do it like this because then the oncoming traffic can actually see your red lights.
Like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So the oncoming traffic can still see your red lights and you can still, you know, get around the closure. So when you're actually placing a cone, you want to go to your back right tyre and then you want to walk like 1 or 2 steps away. That's where you place your first cone. So now, if I get in my car and an emergency service vehicle needs to get past, I can just
place the cone around your right rear end.
Yeah, back right tyre around half a metre away. So then, when I'm on the closure, if an emergency service vehicle needs to get past, I just have to turn, reverse, they can get through, then simply resume your position on the closure. Did I hit my cone? No, because I placed it in the right place and I had my vehicle's angle correctly. So that is really what you're looking for. So that kind of angle and your cone needs to be out of the way of your car. So try that one more time and then we'll go on to failed stops. There you go. That's fine. Okay. And then a emergency vehicle needs to get past into the scene that you have so kindly blocked off. There you go. So, quite a lot of the time, AI will completely negate the cones and the barriers. They'll pretend they're not there. So, on a normal road closure, what you'll normally do is you'll have a vehicle with their blue lights enabled only, not their blue and red, not their scene lights, just their blues, and they'll just be parked here. That's so, obviously, when the vehicle does actually come, when a vehicle does actually come up to the closure, they actually stop because they're yielding to the blue lights. They won't go past it. So that, realistically, is how a road closure should look. Any questions, queries, comments, concerns?
Nope.
Lovely. So if you want to pack all that stuff up, and then just continue down the road for me. Well, actually, just park up behind me, really. So press 3. Or 4, even. Just press 3.
No, it doesn't work.
Does it not? Ah. Okay, so if you want to get back in your car. So, single lane closures works quite similarly. However, on a road like this, for instance, if we're only blocking off one lane, you park at the same kind of angle, but on your side. And then at the front of your car, probably about 1 or 2 meters away. This is so, if your car needs to go anywhere, you can pull into the other lane without hitting a car. Again, just cones all the way. And if, say, let's say it's an RTC, and there's an ambulance en route. The ambulance isn't here yet. What you can do, which is what I'm doing now, is you can leave a really big gap for them to get in. So as you can see, there's a lovely gap in the middle of the closure, if you want to have a look. There's a lovely gap right where I'm standing for the ambulance to get into the closure. If you want to press control, left control to stand up, there you go. So that's what a single lane closure on a single lane road looks like. So
have we done that?
Sorry?
Have I done that? 3 cones?
Yeah, pretty much. So that's
I'll have more.
Yeah, you'd have more, it's just I've already done that. So, press 3. Okay, it doesn't want to work, so you're going to have to delete those cones yourself. So, normally, the AI won't go onto opposite lanes in order to overtake. So, when you're doing that closure, you'd have your blue lights on. Just your blue lights. So, if you want to follow me. Okay, so, a single lane closure on a dual lane road. What you're going to want to do is you want to turn your scene lights on.
There you
No, they're not. So press Alt and J.
Done that. They're going around me.
Joined your channel.
Yeah, like you're doing. It's basically the same. So parking your car up with scene lights on. This is because we want people around us to continue around the closure. And what you'll see is people in this lane that we're blocking off coming up to the closure will actually go into this second lane and go around. Best part about it is that they're not going to, try and turn back into the first lane and smash into all the cones. They're going to stay in that lane. If you have a look at this Prius that's coming up now, look at that. The advancements of technology nowadays. Jesus. And again, the gap's probably not big, let's say a fire truck needs to get in here, it's not really big enough for that, but you've still left a gap. That's the important thing. So yeah, that's how you do a single lane closure on a multi-lane road. It's pretty much just the same, but on a multi-lane road you have your scene lights on. On a single lane road you have your other lights on. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to just pull in front of me like I'm pulling you over.
Oh, I kind of need to turn around.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I've just pulled you over here, okay? So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to demonstrate how you would stand down from a pursuit as you're a level 4 driver, okay?
Yeah.
So, scenario, we're on a traffic stop, as you can clearly see. I've just pulled you over. So, when I'm talking to Met Control, at any point, drive off, and I will, basically say what you would need to say if this happened to you, okay? So, Met Control from Echo 1. Echo 1, go ahead. It says, can you show me state 7 with the vehicle, please? Received. What's your current location? Yeah, from Echo 1. Stand by. The vehicle's making off. I'm a level 4 train driver standing down. Vehicle is a grey Ford Focus unknown VRM headed Steelway westbound. That's received from Metro Alpha. Can we have all advanced drivers towards Steelway, please, for a grey Ford Focus that is made off from officers? Thank you. So, come back. And then just park up behind me. So, the main things you need to get across is who you are, what's going on, what you're doing about it. So, who you are. Met Control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
Yep.
What's going on? I've got a vehicle making off, or a vehicle's driving away from me. What you're doing, I'm a level 4 train driver standing down.
Yep.
Those are the 3 main things you have to get across. Level 4 train driver should be one of the first things you say. Matter of fact, say it in that order. So when you're talking to Met Control, you know, yeah, vehicle's going to be, oh, stand by, it's making off. I'm a level 4 train driver, I'm standing down. They already know who you are, so you just have to say what's happening, is making off, and what you're doing. I'm a level 4 train driver, standing down. Then you would go ahead with vehicle description, vehicle VRM, where it's headed, you know, what road it's on, you know, where they were last seen, headed what direction. So yeah, do you want to give it a go yourself?
Yep.
Okay, so your call sign's Echo Kilo 2-1. I'll be Met Control, and although you don't know it, wink wink, I'm going to be making off.
Okay. Met Control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1, go ahead.
Issues, can you show me state 7 with a vehicle, please?
Received. What's your current location?
Currently Steelway. Disregard. Vehicle is now making off. I'm a level 4 driver. And I then say
standing down.
Standing down.
Yeah. You pretty much got it, but you just need to say that you're standing down. And then obviously, if you're supposed to say what the vehicle description, the VRM, if you got it, but if you don't say that, then Met Control will just ask you. So it's not too big of a deal that you don't say the description, but you know you're supposed to say it. So let's try that again. Yeah, from the beginning.
Metro from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Yes. Can you show me on a compliance stop with the vehicle, please?
Received. What's your current location?
Steelway.
Received. Thank you. And vehicle description and VRM.
Vehicle disregard. Vehicle is making off. I'm a level 4 driver. Stand down from pursuit.
Received. Can we have the description of the VRM of the vehicle, please?
Yes. VRM is unknown. It is a grey BMW.
Received, and then...
I am still in position.
Okay. Hello. Okay, go ahead.
Metro from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1, go ahead.
Yes, can you show me state 7 with vehicle, please?
Received. What's the current location?
Steelway.
Roger, and the description of the vehicle and VRM?
Vehicle is a grey BMW. And I would say they're VRM, don't I?
Yep.
And the VRM is unknown.
Received, and the VRM 2-1?
VRM is... Oh, I'm messing up with me. VRM is Lima Victor 5-2 Tango Hotel Dolph. Is that all received?
Yeah, that's all received. And what's the reason for stop?
Vehicles making... Disregard. Vehicles making off. I'm a level 4 driver standing down from pursuit.
Received, thank you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's good. All you need to do is make sure you say what road they're currently on, head in what direction. So in this case, Steelway westbound. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now, if you want to stay there, I'm going to stay in my police attire because I can't be bothered to change it. But I'm going to get into a few civilian vehicles And I'm either going to create I'm going to create ambient scenarios around you, and what I'm going to do is I'm either going to fail to stop or I'm not, but either way, obviously, you're going to have to pull over the vehicle for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's basically just to test what you've learned about traffic stops and failed to stops all in one,
yeah.
okay?
Do you want me to start getting on and move on?
No, just stay there for a second.
Quickly get a new vehicle, if that's alright. Vehicle's running out of fuel. There we go.
Okay, so when you're ready, drive out of Steel Way.
Control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Yes, can you see my compliance stop, please?
Received. What's your current location?
Currently, Portola Drive.
Received, and the vehicle description and VRM.
Vehicle is a blue 2-door sports car. VRM is Papa Golf 16 Romeo Tango Yankee.
You received, and what's the reason for stop?
Reckless driving.
Received. Take instant channel 3. Okay, and you can get back in your car. So, that was perfect. You turned your lights on and sirens on as soon as you saw me be a complete and utter numpty. However, right now, you don't have any lights on.
Oh, I did.
Okay, you didn't on my screen. It looks like you don't have any lights on right now, but I'll take your word for it. Okay.
I have my little red lights on.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. It's probably best if you, when you've
These.
got your blue lights on, press left Alt and J to turn your
Yeah.
scene lights on. That's probably the best thing to do when you're on a traffic stop. Have your scene lights on, because they have both blue and red lights.
Can't have a Pollock right now.
Yeah. Okay, right, get on patrol again, and I'm going to create another ambient scenario around you. Tell you what, this thing has no traction whatsoever. No wonder I span out of the top of that hill. Bloody hell.
Oh, you
Tell you
was
what.
that all on purpose?
No, that was by accident. I didn't mean to spin out. This vehicle just has no traction whatsoever.
I can't really know what vehicle it is because you're not using UK number plates.
Yeah. I'm changing the number plate every time.
Oh. Look from control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Yes. Can you show me on a compliance vehicle?
Okay, we're just going to stop there. Would this really be a
Yeah.
compliant stop?
No.
He's very clearly just crashed
He's
into
good.
the wall and probably
Yeah.
unresponsive.
I thought you were gonna make like an actual like driving one.
I mean, you know, I to be honest, I just wanted to see how you would have like actually taken that and like actually spoken to Met Control about that. But yeah, if somebody's very clearly crashed and they're still not trying to get away from you, it probably means that they're quite seriously injured. So yeah. Right, just get on patrol again.
Control from Echo 2-1.
2-1.
Yes, just had a black sports car just go past me at high speed, and he did not slow down when he heard my sirens.
Yeah, it's received. There's a black sports car.
Black sports car. VRM is unknown.
Received. If we could have level 1s in the area looking out for a black sports car. Unknown VRM made off from officers. High speeds.
Control from Echo Kilo 2P.
2-1.
Just spotted the black sports car again. Is that all received?
Yes, received. If you could get us a VRM and then make a compliance stop, please.
VRM.
Sorry.
Who was that just came in?
It was Hyam.
That
Right, did you tab out back at
Yeah,
those?
I did.
Okay. Right, let's go back to those traffic lights because you turned your lights and sirens on there.
Yeah, I don't know
and
why
you didn't even get a VRM.
Right.
So, we'll go back to these traffic lights. Pull in behind me. And don't turn your bloody lights and sirens on yet.
What, did that scare you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just failed to stop for you, so if you turn your lights and sirens on again, or I even see you behind me, I'm going to make off. Press backspace, by the way. There you go. Right, yeah, 2-1 from control. If you could get us a VRM, please.
Yes. See, that's the thing. I need to get my little phonetic alphabet thing up.
That's something that you should be learning pronto.
Yeah, I am learning it.
Yeah.
It's still.
Alright, for now, just say it in normal alphabetics. So just say FG.
Yes. Vehicle VRM is Foxtrot Golf 56 E Yankee U. Is that all received?
Yeah, it's received. Compliance stops to be made on this vehicle, seeing as speeding is the only offence we've got this guy for so far.
Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Vehicle did not slow down at all. when I
Receive.
turned my-
Confirm the vehicle is now failing to stop.
Vehicle's failing to stop.
Receive. What level driver ticket are you?
I'm a level 4 driver. Okay.
Yeah, received. We'll show you standing down. Okay, so vehicle makes off. You should be telling control instantly. Yeah, that vehicle is now making off. Level 4 train driver standing down.
Yeah.
That should be conveyed to Met Control within the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You saw that I was making off, so you need to tell Met Control. Vehicle's making off. Level 4 standing down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna go do that again?
Yeah, just keep patrolling round and I'll come past you at some point.
Right, can I just ask, if someone's doing donuts in the middle of the road, what do you do?
All you can really do
Doesn't
is
ever
signal
impact.
for them to stop. So get close enough for them to see you, but not so they can hit you. Turn your lights and
Yeah.
sirens on. If they don't pull over, then call for advanced drivers.
Control from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Now, advanced drivers towards me, please. I've got a vehicle that's just collided with another vehicle. And it's doing donuts in the middle of the road.
You're received. Has a compliance stop been attempted?
He's refusing to stop.
Yeah, it's received. We'll get advanced drivers
from
towards.
Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Vehicle has made contact with me and now is ramming my vehicle. It just rammed the vehicle and the vehicle is well and unwell. Over?
Well and unwell.
No, I said well and well. Vehicle is not fit. My vehicle is not fit to drive.
Ah, received. Okay. So yeah, obviously that will pretty much never happen to you. But yeah, so if somebody is doing something like that, like doing donuts in the middle of the road, obviously signal for them to stop with lights and sirens. If they don't stop when you've turned your lights and sirens on and they continue doing whatever they're doing, then call for advanced drivers.
Call for advanced drivers. Say that there's a vehicle doing donuts
Yeah.
in the middle of the road.
Yeah, the only issue you're having at the moment is actually getting the information across. You seem to be like stuttering quite a lot and not knowing what to say. Literally just tell them what's happening. Yeah, I've got a vehicle that's doing donuts in the middle of the road. I've attempted a compliance stop, but they've still not stopped for me. Can I have advanced drivers?
Do you know what I'm trying to do? I'm actually trying to limit what I'm saying. What I got taught in frontline policing is to not
keep it short and simple. But at the same time, you still do need to get all the information across. It's more important to actually get the information across than to keep it short and simple. Because at first, you just said that there was a vehicle that has made contact with another. You didn't even say that they were doing donuts. It was only after another 10-15 seconds that you said that they were doing donuts. So yes, you have to keep it short and simple, but yes, you do have to still get the information across. So in that case, Met Control from Kilo 2-1. I've got a vehicle doing donuts in the middle of a junction. I've tried to pull them over. They've continued to do donuts. Can I have level 1s towards? That's still short. Said that all in under 10 seconds, but I got all the information across. I've told them exactly what he's doing, exactly what he's done, and exactly what I need. We'll do a different scenario.
Did we just go on patrol?
Yup.
We didn't really experience. I didn't really experience traffic stops in frontline policing.
Oh well.
Was that you that just smashed into the back of me?
Nope. That's AI.
Oh my god, AIs are so
Right,
dumb.
so get on patrol. There we go.
Echo truck from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Yes. A vehicle has went into the back of me on Boulevard Del Perro. Reporting it as a Pollock.
Yeah, received. Oscar Charlie 3, could you respond to Kilo 2-1's location? He's had a Pollack. At Kilo 2-1, are there any injuries?
Do not know at this current time.
Received. If safe to do so, if you could instruct the other driver to pull to the side of the road if he's fit and well to do so, just to clear the obstruction, and we'll get a traffic supervisor towards.
Petrol from Echo Kilo 2-1.
2-1.
Currently got the vehicle stopped on Prosperity Street, southbound, over.
Received. Can we have a vehicle description and VRM?
Vehicle is a SUV. VRM is Papa Golf 41 Tango Tango Tango. Over.
Received. Colour of that SUV?
Grey.
Received. Taken in channel 3. Okay, very good. You can go in between if you want to save time. Okay, so obviously, you called it up as a Pollack. The only thing you did wrong there was you didn't actually signal for them to pull over.
Yeah, how would I do that?
To be honest, if it was me, I'd probably get out of my car and use the in-game voice chat, which is N for November. If you press and hold that and then talk, it should say something. There you go. Hello. But yeah, so I would get out of my car, obviously with blue lights enabled. Yeah, blue lights enabled, then step out your car and just say, "Are you alright, mate? Have you got any injuries?" Then they'll obviously say no. If they say no, then you say, "Okay, follow me. We're going to go through this junction and pull to the right and we'll have a discussion." And then they'll obviously do that. Or if they say yes, they are injured, say, "Okay, stay right there." And then what you would do is you would request LAS and park your vehicle behind theirs with your blue lights enabled, blocking off the whole lane.
Yeah.
So you'd basically put on a single lane road closure, but just with your vehicle.
Yeah.
So you don't need any cones for it. You just need your vehicle. So say if I'm injured in this lane, you would just close this whole lane off. Yeah. Blue lights enabled. Then you're good to go. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's your module 2.
I did well in that because I actually didn't know what to do in that situation.
Yeah. So you did pretty well.
I've actually never had a Pollock ever.
Lovely. Okay, so that is your module 2 passed. I've already given you your level 4 tag on the website and TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
So we can officially end it there.